higher. Could you tell that's what the song was there, guys?
To a place where blind men see.
How was that? Yowlets! Ooh, sorry, am I blowing out the microphone? Yowlets! I can always count on you, big dog. Thank you. Did I updated my stream info, right? Okay. Just checking. First stream of the new year. Hello, everybody in chat. Main Game Boy, Lane 7, who showed up before. I think you guys showed up before I even made an announcement. Happy Crafter, 15-6, the first time chatter right there. Tequila Sunset was popping. Mr. Universe Squid, what's going on? So good to be back. So sorry for putting off the stream for a really long time. I know it's been some time. I think it's been probably a month since the last time we streamed. Hoping to get back into a regular swing of things. Should I just turn on face cam? Let's just get started. Why not? Spooky Wide Trap. I just got the Rock Pikmin. Dude is wild. Did you eat your 12 grapes for the new year? I did. I don't. Is that a Latino thing? Because I never knew that until I started dating a Latina. But yeah, it's a little bit of a silly tradition. But yeah, for at least like the last 3 years, said hello, immediately got an ad. Somebody get this man a sub. All right, should I put on face cam? Sorry, I'm just moving some shit around here. I don't want to, knock on wood, but I plugged in this freaking drawing pad for the first time in a while, and every time that I feel like I set it up, it always takes like an extra 40 minutes to get the damn thing working. There's always a new issue with it. And this time it was just plug and play, which is actually I don't know, it's a little sussy. It's a little sussy baka. All right, let's switch to main. Can you take me higher? First stream of the new year. Check this out, guys. Look what I've been practicing. Watch, I'm gonna totally blow it now, but I don't want to kick anything over, but watch this. I'll move this out of the way. I was actually practicing outside. I was doing like 20 minutes a day. It's actually a pretty... Saw that? Maybe it's better if I do it here. I don't want to kick anything over. I'm actually working with kind of a small space here. I also my grandma is moving. And so she gave me this globe, which is amazing, but I don't really have anywhere to put it. I have no furniture in here, basically, which is going to change. I mean, especially what I'd really like to do is I want to get a shelving unit back here, like a dresser, not a dresser, but yeah, a shelf. Because I have all these comics. They're all sitting on my nightstand. Like, I read a comic, like a big comic, and then I'm like, that was good, and I just put it back on the nightstand, and I literally have like a stack of them there. And I'd like to actually have them in the back, because when I'm talking about comics and art, it actually looks like I know what I'm talking about instead of just talking out of my ass. Even though I am talking out of my ass. What's new with you guys? How was everybody's new year? Did you guys all eat your 12 grapes? Sorry, I'm really blowing it now. Pretty fresh though, right? If I was good, it would be fresh. Next time I'm on stream, I'm gonna show off. I'm gonna do 10 in a row for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Watch this. Here's 10 in a row. 1. Oh fuck. All right, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was 6. All right, that's good. Nice even number. Kind of running out of breath here anyway. Pretty fun though, right? Use my left foot. I just want to show that I can do the left foot, alright? 1, 2. Ready? 1, 2. I swear, when I'm outside and I'm in the zone, like I was on the phone earlier and I was doing it while I was on the phone. Well, that almost knocked my computer over. One more. Let me not take that as a sign to stop. 1. Ready? 1. Hang on. 1, 2. Okay, that's a sign to stop. Jesus Christ, it's like way fucking harder than it looks. Okay. Hey. Ball is life. Whitest thing I've ever seen. Globe. My brother won the Austin, Texas Hacky Sack Championship back in the day. That's cool. That's really cool. Not a terrible start, to be honest. Working on a comic about the monkey fella you caught on camera. Hope that's okay. Monkey fella. Oh, you talking about the one that went like viral for no reason? I went to the zoo with my girlfriend and we like, oh Jesus Christ, oh my god, breath. Let me make this a little bit smaller so you can't see the fucking like my sweaty pig face as well. That's so funny. I guess I should be doing these streams more because I feel like it's a bit cathartic to actually talk about some of the bullshit that goes down on Twitter, but that was just funny. Like I went to the zoo. Amazing zoo, by the way. Zoo Miami. If you're ever in South Florida, hit up old Beetle. I'll go with you to the zoo because I actually just became a fucking year member for this fucking zoo. It's the second time we've gone in a couple months, and then it was like, oh, it's only $20 to upgrade, and you can just come as many times as you want this year, which normally I'm a little suspect of because I've done that in the past and I never go again. But this time I was like, it's actually a really nice zoo. It's clean, and the animals, it's like, okay, you know, like sometimes you go to a zoo and they're animals. Like sometimes they're hiding, you don't see them, it's too hot out, it's too cold out. You know what I mean? There's always a reason. The animals, they just don't want to be up front and center. And that happens periodically. Like we go to the zoo and they're kind of in their little hidey hole. This time around, though, they had a baby tiger that just was born in September that was like walking around. That was crazy. I saw a gorilla, I think for the first time like ever, IRL, that was just like literally, it was just like literally doing this, like lounging around. And that exhibit, I think they know to put it in the front of the monkeys, the one with the orangutan that I was filming. I think they know to just put that one in the front because every time we go there, it's an orangutan and there's two, I guess, like, I think they're gibbons that are also in there. And they're always going, pun intended, bananas. Like, they're always doing some crazy shit. The gibbons are always either, like, cleaning each other or swinging around or doing something. And the orangutans are just, like, I've never seen something like that. Oh, Sneed Plays! Thank you for the sub. Did you see my was it because of the hacky sacking? Or was it for the monkey mode? So I happened to be filming this orangutan when we first walked in. Oh, the gamer canine! Damn, everybody's subbing for monkey mode, baby. Hype train incoming. Let's go. Thank you. I'm gonna be watching chat in a sec, but I gotta get this thought out. You guys know I literally have one brain cell if I like look at chat. Oh my god, terminally online. Let's go! Is that terminally online leftist? Shout out, that's my boy. Sorry, I am gonna watch chat. I just, you know, like if I watch chat while I'm telling a story, like even right now, you guys are seeing, I won't finish the thought. And like when I'm going back and I'm editing the stream and I'm uploading it to YouTube, which by the way, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's just youtube.com/@BeetleMoses. I think the link is in my bio there. See what I mean though? I'll go back and I'll watch the clips of my thing, or I'm like editing it and I'm like, I have I'll start a sentence and then I never finish it for the next 2 hours. Thank you, Steve Blaze, for the cheer. We're almost at a hype train. And so what was I talking about? Monkey mode. So anyway, we went to the zoo, and it's the first thing you see when you walk in the zoo. Basically, are this little like technically it's an ape exhibit, not a monkey exhibit. You guys who are really like highly intelligent about monkeys like I am will know what I'm talking about, because they're two gibbons, which I guess they are not aggressive because they're in the same thing with the orangutans. I guess they're chill like that. Oh, Trash Bins. Dang, Trash Bins gifted 3 subs. Holy shit, we're popping off. First stream of the new year. Trash Bins! Hype train! And the Gamer Canine, Gamer Dog. What's going on, baby? Oh, I'm so glad you guys are all here to listen to me talk about this monkey story. It was so funny. Thank you for the cheers. Thank you for the subs. Thank you guys. Filmed this orangutan first thing when I walked in, and I happened to be filming him while he was... actually filming her. Sorry. I'm pretty sure that this orangutan's name is Bella, which is funny because it's also my dog's name. And she was... Because I think also the male orangutans have the big cheek flaps. Could be making that up. Somebody could fact check me in the chat. But anyway... So misgendered by all of Twitter, I will say, by the way. I don't think anybody pointed out that it's a female orangutan. I'm pretty sure it is, though. And she picked up this giant palm frond, which happened to be sitting on the ground. You guys who follow me on Twitter, or I posted it to Instagram first, actually, on my story, like, lifted up this giant palm frond, and it was, like, super dramatic about it. Like, this really, like, slow, like, one hand in the sky. And everybody watching was like me and Angie and like a bunch of, you know, families, like kids and stuff were standing around, and everybody was just going ballistic. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, that is so awesome. That is so sick. And I happened to get it on camera, posted it to my Instagram, and along with a bunch, like if you guys follow me on Instagram, which is just Beetle. My username is Beetle Moses everywhere. So if you follow me on Instagram, I was posting. So it's been said in the past that I cook on Instagram stories. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you're missing a big part of the lore. And so when I was at the zoo, I actually have not posted stories very much recently, but I happened to be at the zoo. I usually don't post if there's nothing going on, or if there's too much going on, I don't post either. But I happen to be at the zoo, which is perfect content because I love animals. There's always something funny about anthropomorphizing animals. Like, it's funny to think that animals do things like humans. So I love drawing comics about them, and I love going to the zoo because I love animals so much. And so I ended up filming so much stuff and putting it on my story, posted it to Twitter, that same clip, and I think I said something like I just witnessed something amazing at the zoo or something like that. But I wasn't trying to get it to go viral. It's like, that's one of those things. First of all, I think that Twitter deboosts videos anyway, so I never have high hopes about like videos on Twitter going viral. But I wasn't doing that for that. I just wanted to show it to my followers. I was just like, yo, check out this monkey's going nuts at the zoo. Like, I witnessed evolution. I witnessed the Stone Age unraveling in real time in front of me. And so it ended up, I think what actually happened is there's this account on Twitter with like a million followers, 1.5 mil, called Animals Going Goblin Mode, and they immediately like hit me with a retweet, and I saw it because I started getting comments and they were like linked to it. So I was like, damn, I didn't know that was gonna happen. And then like, if you look at that, it was so funny. My brother was laughing about it on the phone because we were just talking about the whole thing. If you look at the clip on Twitter, it says it has like 2 million views. Like this video of a monkey, which is a beautiful thing because, you know, monkeys can't show that they can do amazing stuff. So I had to be the one to show that message. Oh, yeah, Kyle says, zoological fun fact, they put the gibbons in the same enclosure as the orangutan because apes together strong. She was beautiful. Oh, that was you? Yeah, that was me. I freaking posted that. Goblin Mode is a boss. Resident Sleeper, if my wife fucks the supper up one more time, I will honestly throw shit at him. Collab between Drill and Barack Obama. What the hell does that mean? Oh, Yowlitz! Thank you. Oh my god, Yalitz just gifted 5 tier 1 subs, and we just hit a crazy ass hype. What is this, hype train level 2? Oh my god! Hype train! Thank you, Yalitz. Garklingon says, I really like Juniper on Twitter. Yeah, I like her too, and I tried getting... I've been missing the ah-ha-ha. Actually, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I fixed the double ah-ha-ha. Skizzers! Thank you for the sub. Subscribe with Prime. I fixed the double haha. It was actually quite an easy fix, but for some reason, Twitch is such an old platform by now. You'd think there was more. Was it capturing your desktop audio? That's what I thought too. That did not fix it. What it was actually, I had, you got a quick, if anybody's, I'll say it because if anybody's experiencing the same problem when they are streaming on OBS. Okay, sorry, quick side note for OBS users. I didn't realize this, but when because you have scenes in OBS, so I have a starting soon screen, that's this. I have the main screen, I have the in memoriam screen, so I can like kind of flip back and forth. If I have a guest, I can do that. And so when I'm flipping back and forth, I was adding the sub alert notif as a source in each of those things, like making a new one, which is not what you want to do. You want to add an existing source. So because I had created the source, even though they were on different scenes, I had created the source multiple times in different scenes, it was picking up the audio when it was happening in different scenes. Which is stupid. It shouldn't do that anyway, but finally I realized that, so I got rid of all of them except for one, and now that's why it's not doubling anymore. So, if anybody's new to streaming and you're running into that issue, there you fucking go. That was the problem. It took me like literally a year to figure that out, so that was it. But anyway, and I was like Googling like crazy. Oh, just want to say thanks again for liking my little mushroom fella of you. Oh, I love that. Oh yeah, Main Game Boy actually sent me. I actually it's at my parents' house because my PO box is by my parents' house, but it's safe and sound. Once I have it here, I'm gonna hang it up. Actually, let me just show you guys. Right? Is this an effective? It's kind of closed. I don't know if you can see, but right here I have a cork board. I finally got a cork board, and I started hanging up materials that people are sending me. So I got these two drawings in the mail, and I got a drawing from Apple Guy Comics. Yeah, so some random stuff. So if you send me some stuff in the mail, it'll go on the corkboard there. And there we go. That's better. And I also, but I'm gonna get this one framed because I paid good money for it. I just got a Bottling Sunshine print. Friend of the stream. It's wrapped up here, so it's in its little thing. I'm gonna frame it, and I want to put it on the back wall. Oh, and I should also mention. Well, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I got this really cool drawing from Waffle Croc that's on my. See that? I stuck it right on my desktop, so that's I'm looking at that at all times too. So if you guys send me stuff in my PO box, which I need to make a new post about my PO box, but if you send it to me, I'm hanging it up. I'm making my entire desk is going to be basically a shrine, not just to me but to you guys, because I love hanging up stuff that you guys send me. So that's I'm gonna get that framed, the Bottling Sunshine print, because holy crap, they're amazing. We had them on here a little while ago, and I want to have them back on stream. Unbelievable artist. Yo, Elifast, dude, we got a celebrity in the chat right there. What's happening, my brother? Where you been at? Happy New Year. I feel like I haven't hit you up in a little bit, so Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. I hope everything's going well. I've seen that you've been a little bit back on your grind there. Oh, yeah, let's just gifted a sub to Elifast. That means you got it. Dude, we can never leave now for the rest of the month. Elifast, thank you, Yowlets. Shout out Elifast. Oh, and let me finish this thought real quick. So I ended up because it's just funny, and this is also what I was laughing about on the phone with my brother. Is like I'm extremely blessed to have 100K followers on Twitter and Instagram. That's insane. I try not to think about it too much because I get overwhelmed thinking about how many people that is. Well, it's probably like 75,000 bots and like 25,000 people. It's still a lot of people, though. Oh, we received a new emote. I'm going to share it. Choo-choo. So
So anyway, wow. Hype Train level 4. That's crazy. Thank you guys. 13 subs and 124 bits is out of control. Thank you so much. So anyway, the funny part about having a ton of followers on these accounts is that it's impossible to post something without criticism. What's the word? Unsolicited criticism. So like I posted this monkey video, which like what? How are you gonna hate on a monkey video? How? Oh, Socks JPEG, Beetle Moses Gaming. Thank you, Socks JPEG. Subscribe with Prime for 4 months. Rich mode. Bougie. Sneedplay said people be angry as fuck. Dude, I don't really understand. I don't. I got another hype train. There's something. This one's a little weird. I don't really like this hype train emote, but I mean, if you guys want to use it, it's there. What the hell is that? Hype delight? I do not like. There's something vaguely like sexual about. What is it? Yeah, I don't love that one. The Beetle shrimp fella I made. I'm glad you like that too. Yeah, I love that. That looks like shit. And, I'm not crazy about this new emote. I like the reindeer. That one's good. So anyway, yeah, I started getting like random people like angry or I don't know, trying to call me out or be angry about the monkey, which was just too funny. Like people were like, why do people even care about this? Y'all gagged about a monkey lifted a branch. Who gives a shit? And I was like, dude, yes, I am hype about a monkey lifting a branch. You fucking ignoramus. What is there not to like about it? Like, seriously. What? What do you need, fucking Thanos and the Hulk to have a battle in space or some stupid shit to catch your attention? What the hell? I was literally like, what? Like, actually was the, like, LOLing. Because I was like, what? What are you talking about? And it didn't end there. I got like a bunch more like people like were like pissed off about this like monkey. It was so weird. Oh, and the other one that somebody was like, wow, a monkey lifted a stick. Amazing. Like was in all caps and making like super like sardonic. And I was like, dude, what is your deal? Like, what is But I also was just like, bro, who are you guys? Like, who are you? It made me wish a little bit that I had like a Finsta. I almost was thinking of, well, I'll tell you what, actually. I honestly, for the first time ever, was really seriously considering making, I'm just going to say, I don't have like an, what's the word? Like an alternative account. Not alternative, that's not the word. An alt account. It is alternative. It doesn't sound right when you say it. Like, I don't have an alt account on Twitter, okay? So, I don't. But, I swear to God, the first time that I considered making an alt account, well, it was a combination of things. It was the monkey. Oh, the Babadook is subscribed for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. So, 1 year of being a subscriber to Beetle Moses Babadook. Love you. I'm really glad to be back. I'm really glad to be streaming again. I honestly was putting it off a little bit because I was like, yeah, I gotta shut on my tablet and I gotta do this and I don't have anything to talk about. But the truth is I have a lot to talk about and yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I was the first time. I know I haven't even drawn a stroke of the pen since we've started here, but I just feel like it's been a month since I've seen you guys, so got a lot to catch up on. First time a burner. Thank you. That's I don't have a burner account. I know some people do. I know Vosh just made a burner account because he was getting some heat online, which I'm not going to comment on. I don't know anything about. I'm not here to talk about politics. I don't know if he's right. Maybe he's wrong. You know, if he's wrong, you guys, I'll meet him IRL and I'll slap him in the face for you. I mean, what do you want? I don't know. I have no idea. I can't get into any of that crap. I didn't like it in the beginning. Too many people trying to dunk on each other about political opinions. The fact that people try to discuss anything on Twitter is absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason. There's no reason. So I that whole thing with Vosh is funny. I feel bad slightly because like I've never been on that level of like ire from a group of people. But I don't know. Maybe he said something stupid. I don't know. Maybe he did. But he'll be fine. He'll be all right. Anyway, I know that he just created an alt account, and I think it was slightly related to maybe the fact that he was like wanted to be on Twitter without a bunch of people in his mentions being like, "You are a blank. You are a fucking whatever they're calling." You know, what are the things that they call people? What does Beetle Moses think of new Has-Been Hotel show and other indie animation series on YouTube like Gruff? Isn't Gruff? Is that furry something? Oh, it's Yif. I don't know what Gruff is. Heard of Has-Been Hotel. I think I've seen screenshots or clips of it. But, is there a relation there with that and the show that I also see people posting about called like Hell of a... What is it? Hell of a Job? Or something? Hell of a Life? There's one that like the art style or concept seem really similar. But maybe it's just, I'm like really old and I'm really not on top of it. Same creators. Okay, so it's not Hell of a Boss. Thank you. What do I think of the new Has-Been Hotel show? I haven't watched it. Another indie animation series on YouTube like Gruff, though. Does it prompt competition? Does it inspire solidarity and a more structured community? These are the important questions. Those are great questions. I'm gonna answer those in full in 1 second after I finish this thought, because that's gonna lead me down a rabbit hole. What's up, Lethal Baptism? I see you. What's up, brother? What's going on? Anyway, all this is to say, really quick, I'm gonna finish my thought. The first time I considered making a burner, an alt account, was when I found this image on Bing, Google search. And I was like, if I had totally started over, this would be... Beetle Moses wouldn't have existed. It would have been something framed around this image. Perfect burner profile. Like, isn't it though? Like, and there's so much shit that I want to tell. Like, I want to talk so much more shit on Twitter than I do. What would your name be, though? Maybe we can brainstorm in the chat. I haven't thought about it. I thought about, like, I would call it, like, you know, Bug Jesus or something that was, like, similar or, like, to Beetle Moses. But I was like, actually, I would want it to be untraceable. Like, only people that were really, like, you guys that were, like, in on the Sexy Man 79. Like, people that were really in on the lore are people that I would want to know. Because I would be talking crazy shit. And you guys don't even realize how much I bite my tongue on Twitter. Weed Smoker 69. That's the skull of a man that only talks shit. Right though, like, I love how badly inserted this cigar is. First name, bunch of numbers is the perfect burner name. I honestly would do, like, I could do just like Harris 420 whatever 23 fucking whatever. Yeah. Oh, you should name yourself the Harris Art. The only Beetle fans will get it. That is funny. That's really funny. Yeah, my original name was like, yeah, Harris. Yeah, like literally what you described, like Harris with a bunch of numbers _ art. That is funny. You're right. Only true Beetle heads who know the lore would know that. But I would, like, if somebody, like, it would get to a point where if somebody discovered it was me, it would just be so ridiculous. Because the truth is that I want to throw hands with so many people on Twitter, and specifically people on art Twitter. Like, I don't give a shit about any of the politics, all the political grifting stuff. Like, that shit, who the fuck cares? I don't even care about any of that stuff. Honestly, I even see just like the also, like, hardcore racism, anti-Semitism, like, you know, fucking whatever, all that shit. Like, I literally see that and I just roll my eyes at this point. I'm like, what, is rent due? Like, honestly, is that it? Like, I don't even, it's almost like racism is like corporate now, because you can get paid for it on Twitter. It's not edgy, it's not interesting. I've seen everything there is to see. So I don't even engage with shit like that. It's just like, ugh. But the people that I do want to throw hands with, honestly, are like the extremely... Can I use the word fruity? Maybe that's not the right word. Like, you know the word. Just like, stupid, soft, brain-dead art Twitter accounts that are mostly teenagers, but some of them are in their like, they're like late millennials. That I just would throw so much hands with. And honestly, you guys maybe who follow me on Twitter saw that I was kind of throwing shade at one person recently who was talking shit about me. About me! Can you believe that? You should start beef with Cartoon Base. You mentioned wanting to kill the... No, I'm not going to say that. Did you draw them, the person? I did draw them. I did not quote tweet this person. They were talking shit about some... Honestly, if you want to hear the full story, it's all on the... We just posted a Cold Cuts episode yesterday. So if you go to youtube.com/coldcuts, I aired out the whole fucking situation. But I have not named this person, and I probably will continue not to. If you want to look back at my shit and at the quote tweets, you'll see who it was, okay? You'll be able to piece it together. They're a micro art celeb and somebody who I have not liked for a long time because they're really negative. They just start shit for no reason. Honestly, they're just a huge bitch. Seriously. I don't even say that lightly. Super rude and mean, and like I've seen them be mean to people that I like. I've seen them be mean to people that I don't like. I've never seen them say a single positive thing. They don't even post art anymore. And I was sort of waiting for them to maybe start something with me. But once it happened, I didn't even quote tweet them because no free clout. Sorry, check. It's not going to happen. I still don't understand the rent due jokes. The rent due jokes come from the fact that I forget his name, but there's a billionaire that bought Twitter. I'm blanking on his name, but he made it so that you can like if you pay for a blue check and then you get a viral tweet, allegedly you get a payout for it. Please. I saw a bunch of like shills posting like, "Ugh, I just got a nut. They just paid me $15,000," and it's like, whoop-de-fucking-do. Like, first of all, I think that they were getting paid just to say that. I'm pretty sure I've already talked about all this. I don't want to sound like a broken record here. Anyway, at least the rapper tier beef out in the open. I remember Vosh talking about listening to a podcast and all of a sudden they name dropped him and started to diss him. It's funny. I mean, dude, it's like I do. Oh, you got hit with an ad. Is this what we're drawing today? Perhaps. I mean, I don't really like the thing is about talking shit is like the truth is that if there was somebody that was on my level, I would talk shit. Like I would throw hands with them if it was justified and if they were on my level. This person is not on my level. I think they're like a nuisance and they're annoying, and me like posting about them. I mean, even if I said their name right now, most of you guys would be like, who? And you would just look them up. So it's like, there's no point. Like, you're not missing anything. Trust me. If you really want to find out, you can go to my Twitter and look at the tweets that I was making about them. I did this drawing about them and just blow them up with your Jewish magic. I kind of did in the roundabout way. And anyway, so that's all said and done. I forget why I got on that in the first place, but that because I was talking about getting a burner account. I ended up, even after I drew that image of them, I left it up. It's still up there, but I was kind of like feeling bad, and I was like, I wasn't feeling bad, but I was more just like, is this a bad look? Like, are people gonna think that I'm like a dick because they're gonna come to my account and they're gonna see me dunking on this person and kind of needlessly, and I do try to upkeep a little bit of a brand image at this point. You guys, I'm trying to make it big time here. I don't really need to. You're never gonna. Some people will make it big by causing beef with everybody that they butt heads with. But personally, I'm not interested in that. I'm not one to shy away from beef, definitely. But like, it's generally a bad look unless you're being really funny and clever about it. This burner account would give me a perfect outlet to just totally get that shit out of my system, which is why if you begin to see a person with this image being ruthlessly, brutally rude but honest about these like terrible people on art Twitter. All I'm gonna say is, you know who it is. All right. I did get somebody. It was funny. Well, the other thing that I wanted to fill you guys in on, I guess, but a lot of you probably already know, is that I just signed a deal, a big boy deal, with King Features Syndicate. Which, if you wanted to read about them, there's a really cool Wikipedia page about. Really cool. Maybe that's overselling it, but they've got a Wikipedia page. King Features is a comic syndicate. I had to educate myself on what that meant, but they reached out to me way back in like August, September era, and we'd been in talks, like I've been talking to each other about them sort of signing me to represent me, just for the year with the option to renew if everything's going well. And they're great. They've been awesome, super cool. Alex, who's been he was the guy that kind of acquisitioned me and has also been sort of my point of contact through them. Coolest guy. And so what that essentially means, the long and short of it, is that I will start to get paid for my comics, which is great because the comics are the thing that I work the hardest on, and but also the thing that I don't get paid for up until now, which is really exciting. You know what I mean? And so that's cool. And also my archived material is admissible through them, which is great as well, because that means I have a lot of classics that people forget about. You know what I mean? Like the social media, I've talked about this on stream before, but like the half-life of like a tweet is like 8 hours. You know what I mean? If something goes viral, literally like 16 hours later, nobody gives a shit anymore. So I think this is going to be, it's also going to be great for just like archiving my comics. Like I have so much stuff. Even when I look back through my own material, there's a ton of stuff that I've like forgotten about. Woo, yeah, money. I mean, the truth is that like, you know, I've been able to keep Beetle Moses a sustainable business model because of the people like you guys who have just been super supportive of me, watching my streams, subscribe to the Patreon, buying merchandise, you know, stuff like that. And like, which by the way, though, I know those Dead Internet Theory prints sold out really quick. I'm going to do one final reprint of those next week. So if you wanted one and you missed it, I will have one. I will have them available again next week. So just keep your eyes peeled on my account. I'm going to post about that. Would you want to make a book of your comics? Absolutely. I mean, I would love to at one point do sort of like a Far Side collection, like what they do. You know what I mean? Like just a collection of my material and post about what I sold out of those Dead Internet Theory prints. I did like this art piece that wasn't a comic, but a drawing, made it into these prints, which came out really nice. I love doing them on this like ivory paper that I did it with the Rat King prints, and I did it with these, and they just came out super sexy. And they sold out really quick, and so I'm gonna do one more reprint. I'll probably do another like 10 or 20 of them, and then I'll post those up. So if you missed it, you didn't get them, I will have them up one more time again sometime next week. And so anyway, so with King Feet, sorry, I see you guys texting. I'm gonna read that stuff in a sec, but anyway, you know, there is always a bit in the back of my mind that I'm stressed about money, right? I mean, which is what every full-time artist feels like. It's not, you know, this shit's not easy. It's not easy to make it full-time. I don't want to discourage anybody, because I also felt like that was the thing that discouraged me from getting started with a full-time art career, is because people were like, you know, it's really hard. Dude, it's really hard to be a fucking plumber. It's hard to be anything. Like you got to choose something that you actually care about, because it's the only way you're going to make it. You know what I mean? And so like, I don't want to discourage you guys from saying that, but this art shit, it's hard. You know what I mean? It's hard to, you have to be driven. You have to stay motivated, and you have to actualize your ideas. You know, I still have ideas that I'm sitting on, but now I'm like there's not enough time in the day right now for me to get those done. And so, you know, the whole money thing, I almost feel like we're at a time where I think there were a couple comments like this, but I know that there were people that were joking because they were following me and they were like, you sold out when I announced this like syndication thing. But actually, on the contrary, I actually see it as like an opportunity to actually get like wet and wild, like really get it, you know, into at a place where now I can actually like, I'm getting paid for my work and I don't have to, right now almost I feel like I'm in a little bit, well, I hope you guys don't feel this way, but personally I almost feel like I hit a little bit of a phase during the Beetle Moses thing. I'm past it now actually, but it was sometime during the first year where I was actually in a little bit of a sellout phase because I was sold out to the social media clicks. I was so obsessed with growing on social media that I felt like I was drawing things that with the intention to get people to interact with it. And now I'm at a place where I finally feel like I can draw things that are a little bit like weirder or less like, you know, like I kind of felt like I was in a little bit of a reference guy phase in that first year where I was like, oh, if I draw something with Sonic the Hedgehog, people are going to go nuts. If I draw something with Peter Griffin, people are going to go nuts. You know, and which helped. It did help to grow, but now I'm like, I've learned a lot over this year. I've learned about what goes viral. I've learned about what I like to draw. I think I've gotten better at drawing, and so I've changed a lot, and my ideas are changing a lot. Like the ideas that I'm coming up with, I'm finding more and more are things that are harder to capture in my typical 3-panel. I almost feel like on my last couple, if you guys are on the Patreon, quick side note, because of my, if you guys are wondering why it's been a while since I've posted a new comic to my Instagram or Twitter, it's because part of my thing with King Features, part of the sort of thing of me signing with them, is that they get my comics a week before they hit social media. So, which won't change anything for you guys after, once I hit a point, like in like another, it's gonna take, like, this is, the math isn't gonna make much sense, but like, technically, if you're not subscribed to the Patreon, or if you don't follow me on Comics Kingdom, which is the King Features thing, those are the places where you can actively see new material as it comes out. You can either get it on the Patreon or you can check it out on Comics Kingdom. That's the King Features exclusive website. After that, I have a 7-day exclusivity period with them, and then I post the comics on my Twitter, which honestly doesn't really make much of a difference. And anyway, all this is to say, if you're subscribed to the Patreon, you might have seen the last few comics that I've posted. I've actually kind of been, with some exceptions, but I've actually been feeling a little bit like the ideas that I'm having are kind of breaking the seams a little bit on what you can fit into a webcomic. I actually have been feeling a little bit like they're either too busy visually. That's really what it is. They're too busy visually, or they're just trying to cram too much like soft world building into a 3-panel comic. I still think they're funny and good, but I think it's speaking to a larger thing, which is that I'm really itching to work on some bigger projects. So stay tuned, I guess. Yeah, that's what I'd say. Jorge! What's up, my brother? Thank you for the subscription. Okay, let me read through some comments here. I know I've been talking for like 1,000 weeks in a row. I've been talking straight up for an hour already, and I haven't drawn anything. I hope I'm not boring you guys. I just want to fill you in on what's been going. If I'm boring you, let me know, and I'll stop, and I'll do something else. Garklingen. First of all, Garklingen, I want to talk about the thing that you asked before. Let me go back to that. You said What does Beetle Moses think of the new Has-Been Hotel show and other indie animation series on YouTube like Gruff, though? Does it prompt competition? Does it inspire solidarity in a more structured community? These are the important questions. My answers to your second, the latter questions are yes and yes. Does it prompt competition? Absolutely, and in a very healthy way. I find competition to be personally a good motivator, especially for an artist, because it can be solitary work. You know, you gotta. Sometimes it's good to play those mental games a little bit. When I first joined the scene, I felt a bit of a competitive nature with my co-host, Yellow Swipe Studios, because his output was crazy. I felt a competitive nature, and I still sometimes do with House of Decline, which I've brought up before. Love House of Decline, but I get that competitive bug a little bit when I think about him because his output is frequent. It's good. He's got an instantly recognizable style. He is a major workhorse. He has more followers than I do, and he deserves all of that. He's an amazing artist, but I also look at that and I'm like, I could be doing more. All these guys, Rory Blank, somebody that I feel like a bit of a. Sometimes when I'm drawing a comic, I think a little bit in the back of my head if Rory would think it was funny, because he's got a really good like outsider. Like he's really unafraid of making a joke that is totally like bizarre and insular and won't land with 90% of people because it's just like it's just too out there, but like I think they're really funny and good for that reason, and I feel like sometimes when I draw my stuff I'm like, God, my jokes are so cheap. Do you know what I mean? Compared to, but you have to play, not in a bad way, but I like play these games. Keith Stack is another one that I was like, bro, this dude's a fucking maniac. I'm pretty sure he has a real job, industry job, in addition to his comics, is like, you know, the Happy Lesbian Couple comics, like insane. So yeah, I always play those competition games. And then does it inspire solidarity? Yeah, I think it does. I have been saying a lot that I have been saying a lot that with independent artists. First of all, there's a lot of negative discourse. There's a lot of infighting, as I was going over like 15 minutes ago. And social media, without sounding so doomsday about it, it does feel like social media is actively hostile towards creators. It's like and I don't just mean like the heckin' algorithm. I mean like it fosters an environment. And Twitter does this big time too with that whole thing I was talking about, the rent due blue check thing, where people are reposting content that's not theirs. They're dumbing it down. They're cropping it badly. It's JPEG as hell, and they're not giving credit to the creator. And they get like fucking 4 fucktillion views for it, and probably $5. But the artist, or even just the videographer, or just whoever made the meme or whatever, just gets nothing. You know what I mean? And like, it's hostile. People don't think about it. And I've kind of been saying this a bit too. I don't know if I've said this on stream. Am I losing people left and right here? Sorry, I know I'm talking like a lot, and I said this is an art stream, but I do feel like it's relevant. You know, I know some of you guys who are watching, maybe a lot of you guys are artists or are artists and want to be career artists. Like, you know, I feel like among all career paths, being an artist is possibly the most disrespected, right? Among artists, being a comic artist is probably the most disrespected among the community of artists. And then among comic artists, webcomic artists are like the most disrespected. Like there's like a National Cartoonist Society and a lot of major like awards that are given out, like the Harvey Award and some other shit that are given to comic creators, and like it's only in like the last 2 years, like post-COVID, that's how recent that they've started like accepting webcomic creators as like you know what I mean, as like an admissible like award-winning thing. Like webcomics are so new. It's part of the reason that I have an immense amount of respect for guys like the Cyanide and Happiness guys, because they literally invented being a full-time webcomic artist as a career. It did not exist before those guys. Literally, it didn't. At least in America. Maybe there was like some manga artist in Japan that was making it happen. But like, as far as like Western webcomic artists as we know it, which it's even funny to talk about webcomics as like Western versus Eastern or anything like that. Like Cyanide and Happiness basically invented it, and they never really changed the formula, and I mean that in like an impressive way. You know what I mean? They never. They have an animation studio. They had a show for a little bit. They still animate. I know that I've talked to Chris a good amount, Chris Wilson of Cyanide and Happiness, who's freaking beast as hell. I really love that guy. We had a long conversation before the new year, and super insightful. The man is honestly like a creative machine. Like I don't even think you would necessarily know from following his Twitter how much he does that's like not even related to Cyanide and Happiness. Like he's just an amazing creator. And the fact that those guys are independent, actually, part of the reason that I was talking to him was I was talking to him about the syndication thing, his opinion on it, because he's somebody that I respect. And being syndicated, I think, is a goal, an achievement for a lot of comic artists, or it was for a long time. And Chris said that the Cyanide guys, from the jump, knew that they wanted to remain independent. They never wanted to be syndicated because they never wanted any outside input affecting what they were creating. They wanted to stay really independent about it, punk rock. So, which is awesome. I mean, you know, that's amazing. Me personally, I saw the syndication thing, and I felt like it fit what I needed. You know what I mean? Different strokes. That's fine. The fact that the Cyanide guys are an independent group of artists, and they literally have tabletop games available in Target and Barnes & Noble, like two of the biggest box retailers, that is out of control. That's insane. Like, these guys are hustle mode, and they've been hustle mode for, you know what I mean, almost 2 decades. They're crazy. Why did I get on this? Oh, because we're talking about webcomics, and I wanted to talk about solidarity. You know what I mean? That I think webcomic artists, there is a community of them, but it's a little bit like loosey goose. You know, I don't know if people and among webcomic artists, there's infighting, which I think actually, as I'm saying it out loud, is healthy because it makes it feel like a scene. You know what I mean? You're not going to find a single real scene of anything, creatives, you know, on Earth that doesn't have infighting, people that actively hate each other. But you know, I do think a little bit there solidarity is the way through, and I think it's a very fun time to be a webcomic creator. And there's a really low bar of entry. I swear to God, guys, I know this sounds like a cliche, but if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I see people that have like styles that are just really simple, easy, you know, and they're but effective, which is part of the beauty of webcomics, is that actually I do think in some ways that a really simple idea, like it really guys, you do not need an art degree to be a webcomic artist. You don't need an art degree to do anything really, but you don't need it to be a webcomic artist. In fact, I think some of the best webcomic artists are, and right now especially, have this very outsider look, pixely, JPEG-y, silly, stupid, badly rendered. But if they're funny, they're effective, and people will share them. And the benefit of webcomics is they're built for social media like no other art form is. They're more shareable. I mean, like drawn art. I guess you could maybe argue that like meme creation is in some way in a topsy-turvy universe a form of artistry, which is funny to even consider, but like, you know, I'm talking about in a little bit more of a traditional sense, like drawing something digital or on paper. You know, webcomics are the easiest to share on social media. So why did I get down this? I think that Has Been Hotel, although I haven't watched it, I think indie animation is great. I think it's the way through. I think it's the way out of this horrible situation that we've found ourselves in as a society with Hollywood. I think Hollywood needs to burn. I think 99.99999% of celebrities and people in Hollywood are absolute hacks, nepo babies, untalented, uninteresting, no fresh ideas, and cowardly because they don't want to explore a new way of doing things. The internet is a beautiful place for new ideas. It's also a horrendous, you know, wasteland, but that comes with the territory. We're still, even though it doesn't feel like it, we're still, even though people will tell you otherwise, I think there's no escaping the wild west of the internet in terms of, I mean, people are going to scrub things clean like Google and Twitter and Instagram. It's all going to be run by bots. You know, you're going to be fed like slop digitally, but you will never stop demented people, and I mean that in a beautiful way, in a good way. You will never stop demented artists and creators from having access to the internet and posting things. You know, it's hard for those people to get into Hollywood, but it's easy for them to post things on their phone. So you're always going to find really good stuff on there. If creators can more respectably get paid through the internet and find their own audience and niche, we can build that into a sustainable thing, which will only happen through solidarity, I think it's going to be for the best. So, yeah. So, congratulations to the creators of Has Been. I've never watched the show, but I think that's great. Okay. Holy shit. Let's see. Oh, Garklingon also said, "Dog, you got to talk about what the beef is if you keep talking about the beef. Without context, it seemed very mean." Well, that person was mean to me first, all right? He also said, or he or she, sorry, or they. I remember Yellow Swag Studios mentioning that he half-jokingly hates when other artists makes big strides with their career. How much would that actually impact your day-to-day? It won't. I mean, it'll impact my day to day in that I will feel less listless. I actually will be able to like plot out what I need to do on a day to day basis. I think that's just where YOLO and I disagree a little bit. I mean, I'm hater mode too, but I think Zach has a tendency to really quickly disregard somebody or something because they've made it. And then once he decides that he likes the material, he'll walk it back. But, you know, some people do deserve the hate. But, like, you know, I think he's happy that I'm at this point. You know, I think I know he's happy, and like I just think what is an artist supposed to do? Just roll up and die and be broke? And I'm sorry, I just don't want that for myself. You know what I mean? There's a lot of artists that are really talented and never sold out and made a lot of money, and I want a piece of that. So there you go. That's how it is. You should do more art pieces. Yeah, if you're talking about the it says, I know you already said that, but I love when you do. This is Happy Crafter 15.6. I know I already said that, but I love when you do the more non-comic stuff because it always hits super hard. Thank you. I mean, those ideas I probably just come up with a little bit less frequently, but they are really fun to draw. I love making them, and I do think they make for better merchandise as well. Like, merchandise makes it sound kind of like cheap, but I just mean in general that like I do feel like it's easier to sell as like an art piece. You know, like it's kind of like what I was talking about earlier, how webcomics tend to be a little bit of a disrespected form of art. I think when I actually make like illustrations, I think people are a little bit more inclined to be like, ooh, I could see this hanging in my room or my desk, or I could gift this to somebody. You know what I mean? The webcomic stuff is like, if they really like the comic, they'll get it, but I think it's like just not as like, it's not sexy the same way. You know what I mean? Let's see, what else we got here? If you draw Sonic the Hedgehog and Peter Griffin making out, it'll go double nuts. That's true. The Icy Bear and Chester Cheetah making out was so hot. It's a deep cut. Forgot about it. Dude, that single class taught me that I was one, a furry, and two, an artist. With because of that one. Are they also going to manage the distribution of your prints and stuff? Well, no. They are going to probably be managing. Already, like, if you guys get the calendar, if you guys saw it, I'm selling a calendar now of Beetle Moses art. It's like a bunch. It's 12 technically 14 drawings, including the front and back of like funny bugs and sweet treats. It was really fun to draw, and I'm selling that as a calendar, but that's through King Features. They are managing all of the production and shipping of that. So that's like a taste of like, you know, but that's something that I probably wouldn't have had the time or energy to focus on myself. You know, it would either be that King Features distributes it, or I don't make one at all. You know what I mean? And I think there's going to be some other stuff down the line in the future that I'm probably going to do through them. But the prints, I'm going to continue to make myself for the time being, because I like being able to mail things out myself. I like being able to customize the envelope, you know, include little treats and presents and stuff in the package, and actually handle and sign the prints. The prints I still treat as if I'm sending out an art piece, so I feel like signing it is really valuable. Flair Easy Keck said, can't say how much I absolutely love the Moses and the Beetle. I love that. I am the opposite of bored. Okay, good. Let's see. Do you like Benjamin and Mara and What We Mean by Yesterday? My favorite webcomic series right now. I don't know either of those. I would love to read them. I'm really trying to become more familiar with comics of all forms, so I would love to read those. Metal Waluigi, welcome back. What's going on? What's happening? You probably don't know. But do you know Gurchin? I do know Gurchin. I absolutely know Gurchin. They're super funny, and I know that they're working on an animated short series right now as well, which I think is also an indie animation, which is called... Damn, I should shout it out because I really like them. My phone is charging. I can't remember. It has a really punchy title. If somebody remembers. Gurchin is awesome. They're super funny and a really good animator. And I think they've been in the chat on the stream once before. They're really cool. We follow each other. Okay, let me see. Let's see. Does the quality of comics' baseness and comediness for metric drop with the increased output of a competitive working environment? I would argue no. I think that competition breeds innovation. Honestly, it sounds a little bit of like a cliche or a capitalist sort of mindset, but I don't know. I don't think Beetle Moses would be where it's at today if I didn't want more for myself and model a lot of my business and output off of what I saw other artists doing. I had to look at other artists and be like, well, I could do that. Let me try that. You know what I mean? Or I want to do that. So obviously there's people who I'm sure can just be in a complete... Obviously there's artists that work under different... Everybody works under different things. You know what I mean? It's just like people... Some people like alcohol, some people don't. Some people like weed, some people don't. Some people watch sports, some people don't. Some people like sweet, some people like savory, some people like salty, some people like whatever. The color blue, the color orange. You know, personally, I like competition. I think it's fun, it's exciting. I like ribbing other artists. I like, you know, talking shit. I like that competitive energy in an art scene. I think it's healthy for me and it's fun. But it's people that are going to want to be more isolated or quiet or, you know, yeah, that's fine. And there's going to be amazing artists that come out of there too. But, you know, you shouldn't shy away from something or feel like, oh, because one artist is doing this, you know, I gotta do it that way too. Like, I don't think so at all. Jorge said, sometimes I think about trying to be a career artist, but I find it intimidating. Look, I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. Being an adult is intimidating. It's not even being an artist. Being an adult, knowing what you want to do, knowing what you want to make of yourself is an intimidating thought. But nobody's going to do it for you. Okay? No one's going to do it for you. In fact, unfortunately, we live in a society, man, which actively wants you to settle. Do you know what I mean? For less. A lot of strangers pretty much don't give a shit about you. You know what I mean? They don't. They don't give a shit. And in fact, there are more people than you might expect that want the worst for you. You'd be surprised. I think there's people that want the worst for me. It's actually why I try not to post too many of my successes unless I'm really like goofing off or doing it tongue-in-cheek. I don't like to post success stories about myself because I feel like I get more people that are just like, yeah, well, I can't wait for that castle to collapse. It's not going anywhere. You know, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm working really hard. I'm nice to people that I spread love. And I know Garkling and you were kind of getting on me because you were saying, I don't mean that in a mean way. I know you were like, it kind of comes across as mean when I was shitting on that other person. But the truth is, they were being a dick. That person was being shitty. And I didn't want to highlight who they were because I didn't want to give them attention. And I think it would have spiraled into something even bigger because probably they would have tried to sick their followers on me and it would have turned into a whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? I think people who are in the know who I'm talking about. Should I say their name? They're just really rude. And we're talking about solidarity among like online artists and you know, and I'm talking about solidarity among artists, and the truth is that when I see a rotten apple, when I see somebody that I'm like, I know everything I need to know about you, and you are toxic. I hate that word because it's thrown around way too much, but that you gotta cut that person off. You know what I mean? And now that person, because they saw what I drew, they saw what I tweeted about them, which was mean. But sorry. Not to you, Garklingen, but like, sorry to that fucking person. You fucking started it. I wasn't going to say a word to you, but now you know how I feel, and guess what? Beautiful thing is, we never have to talk again. I'll never see you again. You know exactly how I feel about you. I know how you feel about me. Have a nice life. That's it. The way through is solidarity, and you'd be surprised, and maybe you wouldn't be surprised, how many of my mutuals, my followers who are other artists, knew who I was talking about immediately and messaged me and were like, I saw that drawing, I know exactly who you're talking about, and that's hilarious. Or you were so right to hit them with that shit. You know what I mean? Trust me, this person's a fucking problem, alright? I wouldn't have just done it. I don't do it to just some fucking... I get hater comments all the time, but I'm not like swinging back on people ruthlessly. It's not in my soul. I'm not like that. I don't like, even after I posted that, I felt bad, but I felt it was necessary to keep it up there because I was just like, yeah, dude, fuck you. Seriously, fuck that person. And then, because they saw it and they quote tweeted it, you know, I had to go, okay, what's going on over there? And I saw their comments other artists with big followings that were following them, and they were like, about my drawing, they were like, this is disgusting. What a terrible thing. How could they do that? Dude, Dude, get your girl, okay? She started it. She was saying this shit. She was making it sound like, I don't know. She was saying some shit about me. So there you go. And all those people, all of them. Fuck them. Okay, anyway. I'm gonna be an artist, I believe, Larry Z. Keck. Say Hat Kid said, I wanted to be an artist, but I settled for a normie job. Now I do all my art in freedom. Well, it's okay. If you have a normal job, that doesn't necessarily mean you're settling. Being a full-time artist is not cut out. It's not that everybody's not cut. Anybody can be an artist. But the truth is, not everybody can make it a career. It's not a friendly career necessarily. I've been somewhat charmed. You know what I mean? In that, like, I built a community around my thing pretty quickly, but it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? So if you feel like the best way through for you is to have a steady job, if you're good at it, as long as you're not depressed at that job, you know what I mean? Have your job, but make time to do art just for yourself, not for a career, because it's good for you. You need a level of privilege to be able to say, Garklingen says, you need a level of privilege to be able to say no to the convenience of syndicates. And Sign and Happiness are at a point where they can say no. That is true. But I don't think they were like that to begin with. I think they started drawing things when they were 14. You know what I mean? I think they were working at like a bowling alley and also drawing things on the side. You know? It worked for them. They made really good business moves. There was probably a little bit of luck involved that their shit popped off, but they came up in a time that social media didn't even exist. You know what I mean? You had to actually go out of your way to explosum.net to find their comics, which is crazy. Let's see. Fiverr idea. I will draw your Goomba OC for $5. Goomba meaning the mushroom, not the slur for Italian people. Jorge said, I was going to say, infighting feels normal for most communities. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see. Main Game Boy said, yeah, I think my art style is crazy basic, but people tell me they love it. Dude, so a lot of basic artwork, the basic, so to speak, is really good and effective. You know what I mean? It's not... I think I've mentioned this on stream before, but I had an old coworker who was kind of like a graphic designer in his own regard on the side. I was back when I was working at a clothing store, like when I first moved to New York, and he actually, like, I'm gonna fuck up what he said, but I thought he said something really shrewd that's like very clear, like clever, that really stuck out in my head, and I still think about it from time to time. Is that, like, it's not, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like because I was showing him my drawing, and I was like, yeah, this didn't really come out the way I wanted. It just was like I had this idea, and I kind of drew it fast or whatever. And he was like, bro, it's not about how it looks. It's not about the execution. It's about getting your idea across. And this drawing gets the idea across, or something that he said. Something along those lines. Like, he was basically saying, it's like, it doesn't necessarily matter the package that you present it in. Like, good art can look like an infinite amount of different things. It's about if you have an idea and you're able to express that idea. Not a message, but just an idea. If you have a vision in your head and you want to draw it and that message comes across, that's what's most important. Let's see. I'm thinking about doing coffee commissions for like $3-5. Would people do that? Do it! Why not? I just realized R. Crumb did some of my favorite art. Yeah, all this stemmed from saying that kid was saying, I just realized R. Crumb did some of my favorite art and I had no idea who he was. Yeah, R. Crumb is, again, we talked about this on the latest episode of Cold Cuts, my opinion on R. Crumb. I think he's a phenomenal artist. I think he's a very complicated figure. I think he's drawn a lot of stuff which is really fucked up. I don't think he's a good guy. I think he's a little bit of a creep, and I think he's kind of nasty. But he's somebody who can talk very clearly about his ideas and about art, and I think he's a really talented artist. And I think that it's a little silly for people to try to dismiss that, which is sort of where the beef started with this random person that I'm talking, because I posted an R Crumb clip, and they were saying making accusations about R Crumb, which I was Googling and couldn't find any information to back up. And we're basically writing him off and writing me off, basically calling me like an art bro, like an idiot art bro for sharing a clip of R Crumb. Please, who's the idiot art bro? If you look at some art and you're like, a bad person made this, I must block it out. How the hell do you get through your friggin' life? Do you watch Disney movies? I mean, seriously, what are we talking about here? The whole... I talked about this on the Cold Cuts episode, and I'd love if you guys would watch it if you haven't seen it, because I think I get into a lot of detail on it, and I don't want to sound too much like a broken record. But the whole separate the art from the artist idea, how are we still having this fucking conversation in the year of our Lord 2024? Seriously. We're still talking about this shit? Dear God. Why is anybody separating anything from anything? Use 2 brain cells at the same time, you freaking dingus. Seriously. Like, the whole, like, well, this person did this, but they also, I don't know, something bad. They're racist, they're misogynist, they're whatever. Homophobic, transphobic, they killed a guy. Like, all the worst things you can imagine. Okay, I mean, the point is not to separate it. The point is that you can have complex emotions. Did you watch Inside Out, the Pixar movie? Did you skip that one? They talk about that. It's not about being happy and sad. Being an adult is about having happy, sad moments. You know what I mean? You can literally have feelings that cannot adequately be expressed in a tweet. You freaking ding-dong, is what I wanted to shake this person and say. Just because I'm posting an R. Crumb video doesn't mean I co-sign everything that he did and said. But to write him off completely, you're an idiot. To write off any artist completely, I mean, there's artists that I don't like, but like, you gotta be able to look at it and think critically. I mean, dude, how many times like, even what I'm saying sounds tired. So anyway, let's see. Eliphas, local celebrity. For what it's worth, I think a small following at the very least is necessary if you want to get commissioned, even if it's like $5 commissions or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. And you'll find that, I think you'll find that posting diligently, like putting your best foot forward and making stuff that's good, that you think is good, you know what I mean? Because if you think it's good, it's going to be good. But the real thing is not getting discouraged. If you post something and the first couple things that you post get 10 likes, whatever, less than 10, you can't just throw in the towel, you know what I mean? You got to be plugging it, I think, look guys, I'm telling you, you're in a community right now, I'm telling you, the Beetle Moses Discord and the Cold Cuts Discord. If you want to drop that, the Discord, the ! Discord, that'll link you to the Beetle Moses one, which is totally free. I'm literally giving you guys a way to just build. I mean, if you want to plug your shit in there, it's literally there. You know what I mean? You can plug your art there. I think you'll get good feedback. You can meet other artists. Like, you should. The thing is, if you want to start off like in the beginning, it's really good to connect with other artists that you like. You know what I mean? You should do that. And don't be afraid to just keep posting your stuff. And Zach, YOLO Swag Studios, told me something which still sticks out in my mind too. That we're a little bit farther out now, but I remember posting some comics that I wasn't doing numbers like I wanted, like in the first year of Beetle Moses early on, and being like, telling him, I was being a bitch, and I was kind of just being like, I'm kind of annoyed because I really like the way this comic came out, and it didn't break X amount of numbers, and whatever. And he was like, dude, It's gonna happen. You're gonna hit some flops every once in a while, but leave it up. Leave it there, because what ends up happening is that somebody will discover your page a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, and they'll be scrolling through and being like, "Holy shit! I just found a fucking gold mine." Do you know what I mean? People will find it. It'll come back, or if you get the reach, it'll come back around. Okay? So don't be discouraged by numbers. Somebody in the Discord was bitching about getting not enough numbers or something like that. And I don't want to see that, but I also think it's a healthy conversation to air out. But it's stupid. Don't get too fucking... Don't be silly. Okay. Happy Crafter said, yeah, lol, I got a signed print of the Rat King like a month ago and I still haven't opened it because I'm lazy and stupid. Enigmates, thank you. Enigmates is the name of that Gurchin show. Really excited, has a really cool style. Enigmates, shout out Gurchin. I'm really excited for that full thing to drop. Garklingen said, some of the decisions you make are going to be unpopular, little bro, but you keep pushing through it. Push through what you believe in. Yeah, I mean, dude, I do believe in throwing hands with other artists when they're being, I think, like, I just think that, like, if people, a lot of artists, I just have a lot of mutuals that just roll over and take it, or even worse, self-flagellate when they're in trouble on Twitter or something. And I just don't have that in me. I don't know. I like am more quick to just be like, oh, well, who are you to tell me whatever? You know what I mean? I'm willing to admit my mistakes if my, girlfriend, my brother, my parents, my grandma, close friend. If I did something and somebody came to me and they were like, you shouldn't have done that. Oh my God. I am so sorry. I didn't think of it that way. What can I do to fix this? You know what I mean? But a stranger on the internet, go fuck yourself. I don't know that person or anything, and they insulted me, so I insulted them. I guess that's it. Was the art Twitter micro celeb? Yes, it was. What are we drawing today? That's a good question. God damn, I've already been going for like an hour and a half. We'll do something. My art is music. Sorry, I'm enjoying reading the chat. We will draw something, I think, but I am enjoying reading the chat, and I feel like there's so many people in the chat. I'm just enjoying it. And I feel like it's been a while since I've talked to you guys. Let me just get rid of this here. Start drawing something. Look at that. Goodbye. Sayha Kid. My art is music, and I have been in a jam band with friends, and it's a good enough creative outlet for me. The experience of creating should be something more people take part in. That's phenomenal. What do you play? I don't think syndicates had the same power in this space when those guys started out 100 years ago. That's probably true. Play Pictionary to figure out how much being skilled doesn't matter for conveying a message. True. Main Game Boy says, yeah, like I'm kind of surprised when they say stuff like your art style or your wholesome art style, stuff like that. And I'm just kind of surprised. I mean, I got fan art from it, so I must be doing it right. Dude, I think you have a great style. I think it's really good. I think it encourages fan art, which is important. See, I mean, that was part of the reason I really liked Twitter when I was first starting out, is because I got, especially from, I think, Eliphas and Slug Knight and Slug Knight was the first person on Twitter to do fan art of, like, some of my art, or like a remix. And he still does from time to time. He did one of the monkey video that we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast. And that's just great. It's super fun and funny. I felt like sometimes he would make a drawing that was like a piggybacking on the comic or something that I just drew, and what he made was funnier than what I drew. You know what I mean? That's like a great feeling. It really fosters like a sense of community, and Yeah, it's awesome. Twitter is, even though Twitter sucks, it is good for that, building a community, especially if you're willing to like riff with people and be in the comments and talk to people. It's good for that. It's really funny. Let's see. The hardest part about doing art for me is the idea, TBH. I'm also bad at drawing curves and stuff because my hand is shaky. You know, the things that you think might be crippling you, or the things that you see as something like, oh, my hand is shaky, so I'm self-conscious about it, might be your signature thing. Like, a little bit of a parallel that I draw is like Tommy Iommi, I think is his name, is the guitarist for Black Sabbath. The dude is missing like 3 fingers on his guitar hand. Like, I'm not even kidding. I think like at the first digit he got into some like metalworking accident and literally only had, I think he literally has like the first knuckle of his thumbs on his guitar hand. And like, the dude plays guitar, and in fact it became a signature sound of Black Sabbath, those really gruff power chords, because those were the things that he could hit. Those were the notes that he could hit. Was like, he would have to basically be hitting like 2 strings at a time, and it would just create this really just like buzzing, you know, dirty sound, which is why Black Sabbath is like goated. You know what I mean? You could say that was a handicap for him, but it became his signature thing. You know what I mean? Like, don't let something hold you back. Maybe maybe the curve, maybe your hand is a little shaky, but like, maybe that looks cool. There's no reason to try to suppress that. You know, maybe it looks cool, but you won't know until you do it. Eduardo, my birthday's coming up. What are you going to get me, Beetle? For your birthday, I'll do a stream, and I know you want me to turn that freaking sub alert all the way up. That's what I'll do. Do you still listen to Viper the Rapper after what he did? I haven't since, but I mean, I probably will. I mean, I already knew he was kind of like a crackhead and a maniac, so I mean, yeah, it's terrible what he did, but I probably will still periodically listen to his stuff. I always think about, Transcendency says, I always think about Kanye whenever I see these convos about separating art and artists. Yeah, Kanye came up in convo as he would in a conversation like this, on the podcast episode. We're just going to create a hideous monster, by the way. I'm creating an eyeball here with a lump on it. Yeah, certainly one that's a modern day, impossible to talk about separating art from the artist without bringing up Kanye at this point. Michael Jackson would be another modern example, although Kanye is certainly more currently relevant. You know, both of these guys made incredible music, you know what I mean? Kanye, in my opinion, has also made a lot of lousy music. I don't think it's really worth, I don't think he's like never missed, but yeah, he's especially gone off the deep end in the last year. It's gotten increasingly hard to separate that in my mind, or at least because I don't even like really calling it separating, because I was sort of just talking about how I'm not separating things. But it's gotten increasingly hard for me to just enjoy Kanye's music a bit, because I just can't. It's hard for me to not feel a little preoccupied by it, and you know, I think that's just what happens. And people probably feel that way about R. Crumb too, that like they might see a drawing by him, but be like, I don't like that he's drawn a lot of racist imagery, sexist imagery, violence against women, somebody might see his material and just be like, I like, sure, this guy's talented, but I just can't get it out of my head that he's just like, just not nice. I just don't like it. And that's fine, but you need to not like totally write somebody off or have like a snap judgment. You have to just have like, you got to be able to sort of like talk about it critically. Excuse me. Happy Crafter says, same, Kanye's just not worth consuming stuff from him because he's a horrible person and his art doesn't justify it. I mean, I'll tell you what, I've never bought Yeezys in my life. I think they're a hideous shoe, and I definitely never will now. Are you guys following along, by the way? I'm drawing this, like, weird thing. But I remember it was kind of silly. I remember actually back when he, endorsed Donald Trump, I had some coworkers that were burning their Yeezys, which he's done a hell of a lot worse than that now, but I guess it was all part of the same mental breakdown. I don't know if those people, I don't know what happened to any of those guys. Let's see, I always get flack for saying you can't separate them, as if I want to burn the books with whatever asshole, like, if you got a guy like Lovecraft, you can't just throw them aside and being a bad person. It's part of the experience. Yeah, it is part of the experience. That's it. I know the feelings of making things that flop. Sometimes you just gotta cry yourself to sleep and pick yourself up and keep going. Yeah, that's true. Just do it. Trashbin said, "Can I? Oh, Happy Crafter 15.6. Can I plug my Twitch streams in your Discord? Sure, that's fine." Trashman said, if you want to get better as an artist, find something you're passionate about and go for it. It may not be as good as you want it to be for a while, but enjoy the process and try to improve something bit by bit, and the rest will come with time and practice. That's extremely true. It's extremely true. You have to feel connected to your work, and you have to follow the pen or the brush, so to speak. All right. I think it's okay to follow. It's okay to just follow it. You know, like, follow what you want to draw. There's probably something, and then, you know, you might unpack as time goes on why you like to draw certain things. You know, I like drawing bugs. I like drawing monsters. I think it had to do with a little bit of my upbringing and what I drew with my dad when I was a little kid. He used to draw with me, and definitely part of the reason that I started drawing in the first place is because of him. So, you know, by me sort of, hello, hi, by me, you know, drawing like creatures and watching him draw like funny, interesting looking beasts like this, I think it's something that's just always been in me from day one. Yowlitz has gifted a sub to main Game Boy. Let's go, Yowlitz. Holy crap. Yowlitz has gifted 7 subs this stream. God damn, son. Thank you so much. Thank you. Give this guy some boobies. How's that? Let's see. Okay, what happened here? Speaking of Kanye, do you hear he got his... What? He removed his teeth and got them replaced with titanium dentures? Wait. Yeah, I saw that guy too. He was acting a little weird to my art. Wait, am I missing something? Did I miss something? I don't know what I missed there. Sorry, I don't know what we're talking about. Whoever that person was, I'm sure they were obviously joking. It'd be really hard not to get that. Oh, yeah, let's gift it a sub to Happy Crafter 15.6. I'm trying to catch up here. Okay. Thank you. Yowlitz, it's 9. Oh my god, and Gar Klingen. Dude, Yowlitz. Sugar daddy of the stream. What is going on, baby? Holy crap. Thank you. Thank you. Say Head Kid plays guitar, bass. That's what I play too. Joke's on you, I've been drawing this whole time. Babadook! Main Game Boy. Well, just in case whoever that... Main Game Boy, if somebody was talking shit about your drawings, I missed who that was, but if somebody was talking shit, you gotta just fucking ignore. Hard ignore. That's kind of what I was getting at with all this stuff. You know, you don't have to react the same way. Sometimes I overreact a little bit to haters, especially other artists. Because I really don't swing at artists unless they swing at me first. Because, I mean, I did, you know, the man I was a year ago is not the man I am today. When I first started Beetle Moses, I didn't have an appreciation for how much work goes into this shit. And now there's artists who, on a personal level, I might despise, I might hate their messaging, I might hate their work, but I don't shit on them because, like, it's like, I get it. Like, I've been behind the scenes. You know what I mean? I know what it's like, and I know the cowardice that some artists have that comes with being, you know, a popular online creator, because they feel like they need to give their fans a certain material that maybe they don't love anymore. You know, I don't hate them. I might pity people, but I wouldn't throw hands with, like, you know, let's just say maybe like some certain unnamed, like, right-wing, alt-right comic artists who maybe I don't like, or, you know, but I'm not going to swing at those people because honestly, I just know, I know. I get it. I am a webcomic artist. I know you gotta fucking, at the end of the day, a lot of the times, a lot of these people, they want to just bring home the bacon. So they want to do what sells, and if they have a certain thing that they're going for, they're going to continue to do that thing. And it's going to continue to go banger because that's what their fans want. And, you know, they might be holding themselves back and overlooking bigger projects that could really be enriching on a soulful level to them because they are so preoccupied by the type of bullshit that they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? And that's why I just pity them, because I just would never want that to happen to me. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to swing on any of these people. If they swung first, I'm swinging back. But can you draw Fry from Futurama doing cartwheels? That'd be cool. I could figure that out. No, it's way past multitasking mode. It's not just separating art and artist when the artist intentionally uses their art to push an evil motive that hurts people like Kanye does. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, and yeah, I think it's true. I think there are artists that do that. But again, it's kind of what I'm saying is that, like, first of all, well, the other thing is that Kanye is just totally mentally unwell, which doesn't excuse anything that he's done, but it's like what can you really say about that? It's not even me hating Kanye. It actually just makes me more, I feel disgusted with humanity for how many people it felt like immediately jumped to his defense or said he was being based or said, oh, low-key Kanye is actually spitting, like he actually has a point. Like that just didn't make me disgusted with Kanye. It made me disgusted with the human race. How are you guys so fucking stupid and easily brainwashed into today's fucking flavor of the week, the people that we're gonna blame for our problems, or, you know what I mean? Like what? Can the monster get 3 unique bows for its antennas? Yeah, sure. Here's how I draw bows, right? So, circle, actually more of an oval, really. And then it's this, hook shape. And I actually like to just give it a little bit of a 3D thing. I give it that little see how it's like overlapping? And then same on this side. And let's do one over here. Actually, I'm kind of trying to like cheat it a bit here. So it's a weird thing that I don't know if it's Krita or the pen or what, but it feels like it adds 1 millisecond too long of me drawing a line, and it just always gives it that extra little overlap. I don't know why, right here on the knuckle or on the eye, but I'm not gonna get bent out of shape about it. It's okay. Give him a cool hat. I'm trying to think. What's a hat that I could put on this guy? How's this? Can you believe? Whoa! Oh, here's what I want to do. Does anybody know how to raid? Does anybody know how to do that? I have to do it through Twitch, right? I wouldn't call that a cool hat, but it is a nice hat. Okay, let's see. If they should burn Yeezys for being Yeezys, yeah, that's real. Oh my god, Yowless has given 133 subs to the channel. Jesus, man. Thank you so much. I have the stream open on 2 accounts so I can switch streams when ads up. That's funny. Oh my god, that's great. Let's see. Oh, JP Box said, yo, that Dead Internet Theory drawing was so fresh. I couldn't believe you should make more designs. Dude, yeah, I'm gonna, well, first of all, I know I mentioned earlier, but you guys who are watching now, I sold through those. They were gone in like an hour. And so, I am going to do one final, I do like the exclusivity a bit, because I do kind of feel like, there's some that I have in the permanent rotation that you can always buy, but I do like sometimes with the art pieces that it's like, you gotta get them because then they're gone. But I am gonna do one final reprint of the Dead Internet Theory prints sometime probably next week. So if you missed that one, but you want to get a signed print from me of that drawing, they came out really, really nice. I'm gonna make some more, and I'm gonna put them up next week. Okay, let's see. I lost friends over Kanye's shtick. I had friends repeating his anti-Semitic talking points. That's really disappointing. You know, it's really disappointing. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Luckily, I didn't experience that. I will say a lot of my friends from back home are Jewish, so I don't have too many non-Jewish friends. I might be. Actually, I will say I had one old coworker who was posting the, low-key Kanye actually has a point. And then, oh man, I shouldn't even get into this, but they got even worse during the height of the discourse about Israel-Palestine. That got really, I mean, all of you guys witnessed how, it got ugly online. Like, just people are still, coming for each other's throats over it, which, I mean, I understand that a lot of people get passionate about it, but it hurts to see people, I don't know, just retweeting and sharing stuff and not checking what the material is, what's their where it's coming, who the person it's coming from. Does this person have ulterior motives? Are they anti-Islamic? Are they, anti-Semitic? Are they, you know what I mean? People are plugging all kinds of crazy shit to try to push their narrative, and everybody seemed to jump on board on this Israel-Palestine thing to not, I don't know. And so I saw one of my coworkers who was posting about Kanye when that was going on, and I was like, this is kind of funny. This person's a lunatic. And then, like, later on, like, during the Israel-Palestine thing, it got, like, really out of control, like the anti-Semitic posting. God, I was, like, showing my girlfriend, like, whoa, this girl really, she went mask off with it, which I don't think obviously I don't feel that you can, please, I don't have to say this obviously, but it's like, you can be pro-Palestine and not be anti-Semitic. They're not equated to each other, but like, this person was saying some crazy shit, and I was like, damn, like, that kind of sucked. But I was like, I'm like, I don't really know this person. It's not somebody I'm really close with. And my girlfriend was like, why did you unfollow them? They're crazy. And I was like, no, but like, it's kind of funny. I kind of like it. Kind of like seeing the lunacy a little bit. You gotta follow those people. Okay, wait a second. Where's my mouse? There we go. What else we got here? Cold cuts dynamic. That's real. Fuck the whoever, bruh. War bad, genocide bad, killing innocent people bad, revolutionary take. I know that dude. Whoa, hot take, bro. Cool at the end. Oh wow, I actually caught up on the comments. We're back, baby. Sigma activity. Have you guys been following along? I haven't been, explaining how to draw this, but I've been drawing slowly. If you guys were, following along, I'm gonna color them in now. And then I wanted to figure out, because I think it would be fun. I've never done this, and I kind of want to just surprise somebody. I wanted to raid another stream. Does anybody know how to do that? I think I have to open Twitch, and after we finish this one and I shout everything out, I'll answer a couple more questions, and then I'm going to send you guys over somewhere else. Maybe somebody I don't know. Maybe somebody we've never seen before, but maybe it'll be cool. I can't necessarily co-sign everything that person is going to say, but maybe they'll be really cool and insightful and fun, and they'll I wanted to send you guys over to I've been wanting to send you guys over to a Bottling Sunshine stream, because they stream really good stuff, and they're really good about talking, I think, frankly, also about art and what's the word? What was the word I'm looking for? They're really good at talking about being a content creator. I know, stupid as that sounds, but this side of art that is the social media aspect. I think they're able to talk about it very clearly and give a really good take, and they've had their own beef with other creators or people online that I think they've talked about. Nothing crazy, because they're a really sweet, nice person. I don't think they'd certainly never actively seek out problems with other people, but it happens. It happens when you have a big audience. Shit happens. Actually, just do that. How's this looking, guys? I'm gonna color in that mouth a different color, alright? What happened? Do you think I should make a YOLO swag mushroom? Yeah, 100%. 100%. I know he'll love it too. He loves getting fan art. And guys, I should tell you, I know I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream, but I should tell you, I've been meaning to make another post about it. But if you guys wanted to send me stuff to my P.O. box, my P.O. box is ready. You got a pen? You want to write it down? I'm going to tell you. You can address it to Beetle Moses, and it's 9403. Oh, it's P.O. Box 9403, and that's in Coral Springs, Florida. 33075. That again is Box 9403. Coral Springs, Florida. 33075. You just address it to Beetle Moses. And then if you send me something fresh, I'll show it on stream and I'll post it on my Twitter and all that stuff. Which I've been meaning to do with the main Game Boy drawing. I just left it. Because you know what happened? I'll tell you exactly what happened, main Game Boy. I stopped at my P.O. box right before I left town for the holidays. So I had gone to my parents' house because they dropped us off at the airport. So I got it, left it at my parents' house, went to North Carolina, forgot to bring it back home. So, is this Pikmin? Yes. Oh, Pooh Box? Hell yeah. What do you guys think of that? Pretty good, right? All right, let's check something out here. Let's go here to. Maybe later. Okay, how do I raid somebody? How do I raid? Raid channel. Okay. Let's see. Wow, I've got over 3,000 followers. Okay, I'm gonna raid a channel. Oh, pick a channel to raid. Okay, let's do this. Let's open up another thing on Twitch. Let's see who's... Let's see what's going on. Recommended channels. Let's search art. Pixie Powder Puff. Art making progress. Con Merch Crunch. Who are these guys? Whoa, this person's making some sexy women art. Do you guys want to see that? I don't know. What do you guys want to see exactly? I don't know if I should do that. Women. I kind of wanted to keep it a little bit. I'm gay. Kind of wanted to keep it PG. I mean, this person might be good, but art. Let's see. Let's see if I can find. I kind of want to find like a small channel, drop in on them just to be like, yeah. I mean, this is a pretty small channel. Let's see. 56 viewers. Hot. This is all like. I just want something that's not sexy. Can I get something that's just not sexy? It's no offense. I just want something that's like chill. But I'd also like to see somebody, see the person. This is cute. What is this? 116 viewers. Drop in there. That'd be fun. This looks cool. I like this drawing. Intended for certain audio. Oh my god, this stream looks much better than I do. Freelance Israel. Okay. I don't know who this is, but they have a really nice layout on their stream. Okay, so I'm going to send you over here because unfortunately Bottling Sunshine is not live. Nobody that I follow is live. So this is just somebody who I think oh, this is 18 plus. Are you guys all 18? Wow, they have a really nice channel trailer. No minors. No minors. Can I suggest somebody who I watch who just went live? Well, Cup Toast. It just went live, but they're cool. Well, let me take a look. I gotta vibe check them. What are they called? Cup Toast? Cup Toast. But dude, they're like they're big time. They're way too big. I really want to. I want to give somebody a. I want to give a small creator. I want to like make somebody's day. This person's not even gonna care. Sorry, guys. Give me somebody else. Who's out here? I really want. What's going on with these art streamers, man? Sorry. I'm just trying to get somebody like. Oh my god, everybody's either drawing. Oh, here we go. How about this? Okay, I mean, this guy, okay, here, perfect. Loading artist. Excellent. Host R-Crumb. R-Crumb went live. I'm going to send you guys over to Loading Artist because he rated my channel not that long ago. So I'm going to send you guys over there, and I would like to see... I'll be chatting in there a bit too. Loading Artists. So there's only 44 viewers, so we're gonna send you guys over there right now. Does that sound good? All right. Before I send you guys over there, let me just say thank you so much for watching. Okay, I really appreciate that you guys were all here. I love being able to do this with you guys. I'm sorry it's been so long since my last one. If you wanted to check out the YouTube channel, right? I have that Beetle Moses YouTube channel, which is in the bio there. all of the backlogs of my streams are on there, so you can watch all of them. I'm going to link that. It's right here. This is also the Discord for the Beetle. Totally free to join. You can go in there. You can share your art if you were drawing this character. I'd love to see that one in there. You can also check out my podcast where I talk a lot more about art and creation and a lot of the stuff that we talked about today on this most recent episode. I think you guys will really like it. And what else can I tell you? If you've been watching but you don't follow me on Twitch, I'd appreciate a follow because then you'll get a notification the next time that I go live. And what else can I tell you? That's pretty much it. I freaking love you. Think that next week I'm gonna have a guest on here. I'm trying to get Gumshoe on. We were supposed to record yesterday, but it was kind of my fault because I got busy, but also they weren't feeling so well, so we had to rain check. And I think that's gonna happen next week. They're an amazing artist, so I'm really excited to have them on next week. Until then, I'm gonna send you guys over to Loading Artists right now. This is my first time rating somebody, so please be cool, and I'll be in the chat over there too. All right, love you guys. Thank you so much. And that's it. All right, bye. Start raid.